Okay, hello Tiana. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, and
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm at Waters Edge Winery and Bistro in Elizabethtown with Tiana Watkins, one of the owners. She's been so gracious to put up with me. I appreciate that, Tiana. I'm just a big nobody trying to be a somebody. So you putting up with me has been great. Um, we're here in Elizabethtown, and this is the first time I've ever interviewed anybody with a winery. So I've got a lot to learn here today. I guess the first thing I'd love to know is how did you come up with the name Waters Edge Winery and Bistro?
well, it's through a franchise
Okay.
from Ken Linebacker in California in 2012.
Oh, you guys have been here since 2012?
Well, the franchise started
Oh,
in
okay.
2012, but me and my father, my family, my mom, been here since 2004, 2005 in Kentucky.
Oh, nice. What brought you to Kentucky, if you don't mind me asking?
My dad was in the military, in the army.
That's a good reason. I've
Yes.
heard that story a lot.
Yeah.
Well, also, he's retired military.
Yes.
Excellent. We'll have to thank him for his service. We appreciate that. Thank you very much. Was he a tanker?
No, he was like I think an engineer.
An engineer, combat engineer? I was a tanker. Just tell him tanker, he'll know. He'll be like,
Okay.
that clown. He'll laugh at me. But this is a great place you have here. I mean, it's got a
Thank
great
you.
atmosphere. It's the only winery in Elizabethtown, and I don't know, how far away, but it's a lot of fascinating things go on here. I can see. I wanted to ask, like, I seen on your website that was it called Grape Must? Is
Yes.
that how that's? Did I
Yes.
say that
Grape
right?
must is the grape juice.
Okay. And you guys, is it, what do you call it? Brew? When you talk about making wine, what's the
Uh,
terms?
the terminology for wine making is like fermentation. Instead
Fermentation.
of, yeah, that's the only difference between making wine and making beer. Because
Hmm.
doing beer is brewing, and
Right, okay.
doing wine is fermenting. Because they have a similar steps. It's just beer has a couple more steps in making it than
Okay.
wine.
All right. And you get your wines from all over the world, or not your wines, but the grapes. Where do the grapes come
The
from?
grape must. Well, the grapes are actually grown in like France, Italy, Spain, Germany, pretty much all over.
Hmm.
And then they just crush the grapes, which make the juice, which we call the grape must. And then they ship that over to us. And then I finish the rest of the process with adding the water and the yeast.
And then you got to, I mean, I guess there's some babysitting and tasting. Would that make you a sommelier? What is that? Is that the right term?
Yeah, sommelier, but you have to like take classes on that to really get the real wine experience to know which wine is this and the taste and all of that. But
Okay.
I'm pretty much called like a viniculturist or
Ah, okay.
viticulturist, someone that in the winemaking process.
Ah, that's cool. All right. Um, a couple things that I've seen that made you guys really unique, and the reason why I asked you when I come by Saturday. Um, I see that you guys you do custom wines. Is that correct? So you can be your own winemaker, right?
Well, if you let me know which kind of wine you're preferring, like I can make a dry wine more sweet or add a different type of flavor. Like if you want a wine to be more like a strawberry watermelon or maybe like a grape flavored type of wine, I can be able to custom that for you. And you can be along at the beginning of the process, like doing the yeast part of it and probably like locking up the tank, and then probably during the filtering part with tasting the wine, and then the bottling and labeling part of the wine.
Oh, see, that's pretty cool. So you could kind of make your own wine. I could put my own label on it, like Lucas's, whatever. I don't know, Winey McWiner's favorite wine. I don't know, whatever we
Yes,
come up
sir.
with.
We do custom labels as
Right.
well with wording for birthdays, anniversaries, or just cuz,
Mm-hmm.
and from pictures as well.
Excellent. And I thought something else that was cool is you guys have like a wine club or something.
Yes, we
Ah,
have three different levels. Our first level is sangrias, our second level is blending bluegrass, and our third level is divided house. And with each of those levels, you'll receive 2 bottles each month a percentage off wine merchandise, free wine tasting for just yourself or for you, and if you bring a friend in as well, and a lot more great full advantage to join our wine club.
Very cool, very cool. Never decided to try a wine club, but see, that's a unique thing here in Elizabethtown. People in, I'm sure lots of Louisville, they see E-Town as a military town, kind of a small town, but you've got great things like this. I mean, look at this place. It's great, man. So there's got a lot going on. Customized labels also, so that's an interesting. So you could give somebody a bottle. Happy birthday, honey, or something like that.
Easter's coming up and Mother's Day's coming up, so if you want to get your mother or her own personalized wine just for the occasion.
Nice, very cool. Well, let me ask you this. I've got like 3 questions I like to kind of ask. It's kind of like the past to the present and kind of, the future. I guess, what got you guys started into decided to open a winery? I mean, can you speak for your mom and dad, I guess? I don't know.
Well, I guess for myself and my father, we both, he had a dream of opening up his own restaurant business, and then me being a college graduate who went to school and can't find the job where you went to pay all that money in the first place for. So we pretty much combined the two with the help of a family friend along the way from the military who knew the CEO of the franchise.
Oh,
and
very
got
cool.
in contact with them.
Oh, so it was a little bit of a mix of having a kind of a dream, having a plan, and then kind of knowing the right people. Kind of a mix. Yeah, nice. That's cool. I mean, is there such thing as, I ask everybody this when I interview, like, the craft breweries, but I don't know if this translates. I mean, is there like a wine philosophy? Is there such a thing? Does that make any sense even? I mean, because I know that a lot of the craft brewers will talk about things like the brewery some of the beers take on the personality of the brewer sometimes. If he's a big, loud guy, then the beers are kind of big and loud. I don't know if that's a good analogy or not. Is it similar in the wine business?
I guess you can say like the way of like an artist or like a chef in the kitchen in a way of when they're doing their artistry, and it pretty much comes to life. Like you can taste the chef's food of what he's how they were in the kitchen, like happy or sad or just grateful just by what the chef may cook or what the artist may create at that time. So yeah, it's like that kind of philosophy. It's like your babies.
So you're attached to every one of them you make, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to make sure, because it's very tedious job with measuring and making sure it's on the right timeline, and just make sure the ingredients are right, and just there's like steps. Each step you have to make sure that is correct before you can even move on to the finished product.
Nice. But it can be tedious, so there's plenty of work involved. This is not all fun and games.
Oh no, like it's like cleanliness is the most important thing, because you don't want to mix or contaminate each wine, because I'm dealing with like dry wines and sweet wines and white wines from red wines, so you don't want to contaminate like a white wine with the red wine mixture that was dry and this wine is white and sweet, or like a red wine that's dry and you mix it with something sweet. You don't want to. You want to get the real nature of that grape must in that wine that you're drinking.
So I guess you spend so much time. Does it sometimes almost seem like it becomes a labor of love? I mean, I don't know. Like you've been working so hard on it, you're like, please don't. Oh, okay. So what would happen? We had these storms recently. So what would happen if the power went off here? Like either like you're in the middle of something. I mean, are we just dumping that wine out?
Hopefully not, because the 3 pillars of wine is air, heat, and light. So hopefully during those times, and I usually plan making wine around stuff like that, so it won't interrupt that thing. But we did renovate in part of an old school, so hopefully that old generator kicks in during those times.
Right. So the 3 key elements is air, heat, and light.
That'll kill the wine.
Ah, okay. I see that. I've learned something. That's good. Elements that will kill the wine. So you have to be not just a master fermentator, is that the correct term? But also part like meteorologist,
A
uh,
scientist almost,
scientist,
yeah.
chemist. There's a bit of patience.
Yeah, definitely patience. Because
Patience.
if the measurements of like the SG reading, which is like the balance between like the water and sugar intake in the wine, if it's
Hmm.
not at the correct levels, then it's like you have to wait some days for it to get to that level, or
Are we putting it in bottles and corking it?
yeah,
Decisions
like
start
do
getting
we,
made.
yeah,
Yeah, okay, do we do
do
it
we wait,
now? Yeah,
yeah,
we got to wait
or
another 12 hours or 6 hours or whatever. So it's not just a lot of sitting around with like bread and cheese and you're drinking wine and I don't know, making fun of people walking by. There's not, you don't get to do a lot of that. There's more, unfortunately.
yeah.
All right, I'm sorry to hear that. But, well, okay, I guess, tell me about the future. What are you guys planning on doing in the future? Are you um, trying to survive? Are you looking to open another location? Do you have any events coming up that you want to talk about that I can plug for you?
We do plan to open up some more locations, hopefully back home from Georgia. That's where we're originally from. Open some more winery and bistro locations to expand and keep the generational wealth going.
Hmm.
And some events we have coming up is usually do like live entertainment on our weekends. Like on March 25th of this month, we have Brian Collins. He's a great artist. He does the keyboard and sings.
Hmm.
He's like amazing. And we have like sip and paints on Wednesdays from 6:30 to 9. We have our happy hours Tuesdays through Fridays from 4 to 6. Get
Hmm.
$5 off a glass of wine and half off on the bottles. And we're doing also a little cocktail hour as well from 5 to 7 to
Hmm.
get like the after work crew in here. Half off on the spirits with appetizer as well.
Cool, cool, cool. So you do paint, and you say paint and sip?
Yeah, sip and paints.
Don't that, I mean, somebody knock the paint over. There's not a big mess going on after somebody gets wine drunk. That doesn't happen.
No, thankfully that
Oh,
doesn't.
see, I'm thinking
'Cause
about craft breweries. Right. These are at least a little more sophisticated. They're trying to paint and have a nice wine. Okay, all right.
yeah, 'cause they really try to be like real focused with it, but sometimes with the wine get a little off. They have a little our local artists either carry or from Louisville, Renita come and help fix them, make it perfect for them.
Oh,
Um,
nice. Okay.
their paints come out
Right.
really good.
This is the one I did before the bottle of wine. This is the one I did after. Is there some of that sometimes?
A little bit, like it starts off good and then it's like,
Right. That's like I
yeah.
paint the walls of my house are like that. Like somewhere near the end after, I've been doing it for a while and a couple of beers get drank. The lines aren't quite as straight.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, but a little bit broader sense, right? Okay. Um, well, can you add if you wanted to teach somebody about wine that knows nothing, some little small detail or, I don't know, even common knowledge, what do you think everyone should know about wines? Do you have something like that in mind?
I guess, I guess nothing really to teach. I guess it's like, cause our wine is, not really like different, but it comes very close to what you'll experience when you do, or if you ever will travel to like France, Spain, or Italy, than what you may taste from other wineries or breweries in Kentucky or surrounding areas.
Really?
Yes.
So could would it be correct to say like a European style?
Yes, it's more close to like the old world of wine, of
Old
what you
world
will
of wine. I
taste.
like that a lot.
Because nowadays people are more into the new world of wine. That's more like on the sweet, like very sweet,
Mm-hmm.
like juice box type of
Mm-hmm.
drinks. But our wine is pretty much like old world wine, where it
Mm-hmm.
is like where the wine back then was everything was more dry
Mm-hmm.
and not much of the sweet. Where our sweet wines are sweet, but not like that juice box sweet, where everybody may be make assumptions because of what they may have
Mm-hmm.
in the surrounding areas of what their sweet wines are considered.
Old world of wines, more of a complex flavors besides just sweet.
Yes.
Is that a good way to put it?
Yes.
Flavors besides just sweet. I like that. Because if you're going to be different, if you're going to do something, try to do it right and try to be different, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, no, I love you guys' place, man. It's really nice. The decor is great. I guess I wanted to ask too about the stone and like the Waters Edge itself. I realize is there a story behind the name Waters Edge? Like were they the first one next to a lake or something?
No, I guess just from them from being from California, I
Mhm.
guess.
Okay, all right, all right. I like the stone. It's a nice look. But no, Tiana, I appreciate you taking the time to sit down with me. Do you have anything you want to add? Any stories about the place? That one time your dad knocked over the 500 gallons of wine and you had to start all over. I mean, anything like that? That'd be great.
Oh,
He
well,
might hate it, but I'll love it.
there was an incident when, like after training and everything, when we first opened up, making the wine, 50-gallon barrel of wine kind of knocked over after
Oh,
we just finished the whole starting process over. That was like to make joke like a little murder scene all over wine everywhere.
looked like a
But
murder scene. That's funny.
But little fun fact on the building, like I said, we renovated because it was an elementary school, and we renovated the cafeteria gymnasium part. But
Hmm.
before it was an elementary school, they say it was a hospital or a place where they took sick people. So
Hmm.
there may be some lingering
Ghost.
spirits. Yes.
Maybe there's some old and new spirits here.
It's like, yeah,
Some old
with
and
the
new spirits.
with the alcohol. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. There is old and new spirits. Let's hope the old spirits appreciate the new spirits and they get along well, right?
Yeah.
Hmm. All right, that is great. I appreciate your time, Tiana, and the new spirits. That is great. We're going to let Tiana get back to work. She has meetings and wine to make. So thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you all.